In Nigeria, urban growth is informed by natural population increases in the urban areas, rural-urban migration, creation of administrative towns, and population concentration in towns blessed with natural resources. The high concentration of people beyond the facilities necessary to sustain the growth creates unhealthy competition for the available facilities and opportunities. It is therefore suggested that industries which forge linkages with rural occupation should be promoted to mitigate a high rural-urban migration. That there is a great shortage of adequate housing facilities in Nigerian towns is very well known, and in many cases, the inadequacies finds expression in a very high house occupancy ratio. Lagos, the commercial nerve center in the country, for instance, is particularly hit.
Ministry of Physical Planning has a lot to do in this aspect. We have to redesign Lagos as it is, so that rural areas can be able to accommodate people. I think that should focus on redesigning. So once we are able to open up the rural areas and make sure that infrastructure facilities are there, then people will be able to live in the rural areas rather than migrate to the urban areas in which population is exploding already and housing is becoming a challenge. So if we open up the rural areas, that would be a good design to address the housing problems as it is. The infrastructures, we have to include electricity, water, even income. We have to encourage that whoever is working in the rural get adequate income. And then transportation, most especially, so that people in the rural areas can be able to move and come back to their abode. So once we do that, it will address it.
At the bottom of the housing fiasco in Lagos lies the problem of land accessibility. Stunted financial and mortgage system, exorbitant prices of building materials, and disproportionate capacity building in the sector.
The population of Lagos as at when it was 1 million, and population of Lagos as at when it is 23 million, and the same land mass, then definitely things have to change. It will not be the same. Not the same transportation system. When we talk of Lagos in the past, you wouldn't experience the kind of traffic snarl that we have now. Yes, a lot of people are living in Lagos. A lot of people have cars now. So there are cars on the road. And then we have environmental problems, emissions and all those stuff. Those ones have to come with urbanization. You can't run away from it. Any urban country or town or city will have those problems. So it's just when you have those problems that you have to start planning. We are planning because we have that problem now. But we could have planned in the past for this problem. But be it as it may, that we did not plan in the past. But right now that it has happened, the new governments or the government that has been coming since 1999 have been planning towards this, that we must ameliorate these problems.
Land has been described as the fulcrum of all types of development in any society. The constraint posed by its inaccessibility in Lagos has reduced the provision of affordable housing for Lagos residents, about 70% of whom live below the poverty line. Many provisions in the Land Use Act have denied intending house developers from delivering the product in affordable quantity.
When you come to rationalize the land use, you would realize that one of the best documents that we had is the Land Use Act. But we are so much against the Land Use Act because of the abuse. The Land Use Act empowered government to take any land in the larger public interest. What that means is that I can come to Ikeja, I can come to Surulere, I can come to Uyo, to Wuse, and discover that this piece of land that these people are living in, I can take that land, aggregate the people that are there, okay, and then demolish that land, put up a structure, resettle all the people that were there, but instead of having maybe about 50 scattered houses, I now have 500 apartment buildings that sit on that same place. Each of those people that was living in a shack now lives in a comfortable building in a well-set environment. The past, the poor have been careful not to trust government, because governments have taken this land and commercialized it, which kills the spirit of the Land Use Act. But we're having a government now that people are afraid to carry those impunities on. So this is the best government to reassess communities within the cities. Even in Victoria Island, there are certain government, I was called by the commissioner in Rivers State, and I went through the GRA with him, and I was amazed. People are planting plantain in the GRA. Mighty space, one little house, and you have plantain all over. The government can come in and say, look, this is an abuse of this land. I know this is your land, but I'm going to compensate you well for it. They take it, develop a high-rise, and we should no longer be afraid of high-rise, because these are days of facilities management. People are getting to get into that spirit. So when we do that, we can bring the nurse from Maraba, from Yanya, from Iju, from all those interlands into the city, especially nurses, teachers, doctors, people on essential duties. We can bring them into the cities, and it is possible. All we need is a minister that is focused.
Housing need in Nigeria urban centers has been made greater, and housing problems exacerbated by a combination of factors. Rural-urban migration, which has assumed great proportions during the last 2 decades, has aggravated the housing needs of urban centers in Nigeria. In response to great demand for houses, unplanned, substandard private housing districts continue to emerge in many Nigerian towns, and these in turn tend to degenerate into slums. Considering the fact that Nigeria has a housing deficit of about 17 million, housing experts say any information that will help in providing cheap, affordable and non-profit-driven social housing scheme for the general masses should be embraced.
Well, we can achieve it. There's no way that housing will not be expensive. The first aspect you have to consider is that looking at the landmass area. Putting houses on this limited landmass made the prices to go up. There's no way the prices will. By the time maybe the government is trying on its own side that the cost of land will remain as it is. But buying from the private people, from the people that own lands, of course the prices will be going up because there are too many demands after short supply. That is one aspect of it, cost of land. The cost of building materials itself. If you are looking at affordable houses, yes, we can achieve that. But if you are looking for very low-cost housing, it's very difficult to achieve because you look at the cost of building materials. They are not too cheap. They go up every time. But with the new regime in place and the new plans, maybe when the cost of building materials go down, then we can go down to the low cost. But affordable housing, yes. My own definition of affordable housing is not about the cost itself per se, but it's the ability to pay. If you have a good system in place, like we do in advanced society, where you have a mortgage system, mortgage administration, whereby you can buy and start paying instrumentally, then that's what I call affordable. So that you can, on your monthly income, you can go ahead and pay at a convenient space, and not that you have to put your whole income down before you can get a housing.
Well, experts say it is possible to provide affordable houses for all. Developmental Association for Renewable Energies in Kaduna has shown us that even with simple technology, we can achieve a lot. Please don't forget you can view this episode and other episodes of the program by visiting our YouTube channel, youtube.com/channelsweb. Do click on the playlist and then Earthfile. You can also reach us by writing to earthfile@channelstv.com. From me, Ayola Kasim, and the crew here in Lagos, it's bye for now.